Hey guys, how are you guys doing? It's Saturday and I'm on my way to work. Yeah, once in a while I get to work on Saturday. I'm just on my way and I'm remembering before I go to the story of the day. How are you guys doing? Happy Saturday. I think this should be going up on a Sunday. So happy Sunday to ours church. Most likely to be going up after church service on Sunday. Ours church today, but today is Saturday. So happy Saturday to you. Happy Saturday and happy Sunday. How are you guys doing? If you are new here, hit the subscribe button. It's a fun place to be. You should consider hitting the subscribe button. Yeah, we are bringing the fun back. We lost the fun sometimes ago, but we're bringing it back. And if you're returning to Spurs, thank you for always coming back. I know I've not been the best of YouTuber that you know, but thank you for always coming back. So I'm on my way to work and I'm just remembering the first time I wrote. Okay, so what got into my mom's hand was the response to my love letter. It's not the response. So so let me tell you the story, guys. So I was in SS2 or 3. I was in SS2 or 3. I think I was in SS2, and I attended a girls only school. Yeah, it was all girls, and I was trying to, almost everybody around me were having. I was this gentle. I don't know if you can picture Christy in secondary school. Christy was one of the gentle. I don't want anybody to see me. Nobody should, disturb me. I'm that gentle person. I'm that easygoing person. I was not bullied. I did not bully anybody. I was that gentle person in secondary school. And at some point, my friends, in fact, my closest friend was having, I think, her second boyfriend. And me, I don't have any boyfriend. So this was my first attempt at having a boyfriend. And it ended that my mom got to the letter that announced that I was having a boyfriend. Somehow got into the end of my mom. So there was this guy, Lawrence. We met outside. I don't have any other place I'm going to apart from school, church, and home. So we met outside school. He said his name was that. He said that I just said now. Please note it. He said his name was Lawrence, and somehow, tall. He was not dark, but he was tall. He was not fair, just brown, tall brown guy. And I was like, okay, we can make this work. And so we started the whole thing, and we're like, of course, girl, it's just, there was no phone. It's only when we closed from school, we see after school, hey, okay, how was school? I honestly, this kind of boyfriend I had, I didn't know what he was doing. I didn't know whether I think it was nice. I don't know. So because our relationship did not last, I think it lasted for maybe 1 month. 1 month. I think it lasted about 1 month, maybe 3 weeks or thereabouts. And so we got to the point in that 3 weeks where it was like, okay, when are we going to visit ourselves? I was like, visit? Which time do I have to visit? Where will I say I'm going to? Right now, I cannot visit you because. So even in SS2, I was that conscious of not going anywhere without telling my parents. And now you tell your parents in SS2 that you're going to visit boy. It's not man, no, it's boy. Because you yourself, you are a girl going to visit boy. So I was like, I can't, there's no way I can visit you. So our meeting place was whenever we are going to meet in the space of that 3 weeks. So it was in front of the school. So there was one day we're in front of the school, we're just gisting, after gisting and all that, and then a bike man passed. That's motorcycle. The bike man was carrying somebody. And that person just said, hey, Lamidi. And it was my boyfriend that answered, oh, Alpha. I said, who is Lamidi? He said, it's him. Who is Lawrence? He said, it's him. Are you alright? How can you be Lamidi and Lawrence at the same time? So one of those names have to be wrong. Yeah, because in those days, there's no mix-up of names. Your name will tell us. Your name is enough to tell us exactly what kind of home you have come from, whether it's a Muslim home or a Christian home. So if you said your name was Lawrence, then I assumed that you were from a Christian home. And if your name is Lamidi, then I'll assume that you are from a Muslim home. So how come you told me your Lawrence name and not your Lamidi name? It's cope. You are trying to this place is shaking. You know what, guys? We'll finish this story when I'm on my way back. Guys, I couldn't finish my video in the morning, so this is in the evening on my way back home. So yeah, I was saying that your name will tell us like which kind of family you are from. And if you have the two names, okay, let's assume your parents, maybe your mom is a Muslim, your dad is a Christian, and they both decided to name you one L, like your two names had to start with the letter L. Why didn't you tell me the Lamidi? I think it was because you felt like, oh, this girl looks like somebody that would like a Lawrence. I'm not a Lamidi, so I was like, okay, this person on the bike, I've exposed you. I am not interested. Like, I'm not going to be doing this. Somebody that don't want to get a boyfriend before. Somebody that knew that her mother must not hear that she had boyfriend before. That's how that day we just went and we was like, no, try and understand. I don't know, I can't remember. Like, try and understand. It's not like, try and understand now. It's not like, it's not a big deal. What's the big deal? Both are my names. Story. Yap. I angrily went home. So that's how I now wrote a letter to tell him. Because after then, he tried coming to wait for me again at the front. Like I just ignored him and went. So after then, because I was like, with my coconut head, I was like, no way, I'm not going to like give you the attention. I'm not going to give you audience. So I wrote a letter and gave it to one of the women that used to sell something that knows that we used to stand. That knew that we used to stand to discuss that in case this boy comes to look for me, please give him this letter. So he wrote a response. You know, there are some things that you think of that you have done in the past and you'll be wondering, what kind of nonsensical lifestyle was this? It was a nonsensical lifestyle. So he wrote a response. And gave it to her. So give it to me. So when I collected the response, one of my friends was there. Her name was Kofo. I cannot forget. Her name was Kofo, and Kofo was she was like trying to get me to, you know, there's actually no big deal. The two are his names, and obviously this guy is tilted towards the Christian more than the Muslim, so maybe he's not like he's more of a Christian. She was just trying to, I was like, no way, leave me alone. So she wrote me a letter. We were in the same class, I think, but she wrote me a letter. I don't know what it was with the writing of letter up and down actually, but she wrote me a letter and I responded to her. And I used to have a diary, guys. I used to have a diary that I was using code to write inside. Like, even if I pick up the diary now, I need to think for about 10 minutes, like to, you know, shake my brain for like 10 minutes before I understand what I write in that diary. It's coded. So, and I'm sure that my mom has been, because I knew that she's been trying to, my mom has been trying to read there was one day she was asking me, what's that language you have? It was English, but it was mixed up English. Mixed up. So you can't use like your normal, like it's just mixed up. So she's been trying to, because she has asked me one time, what's that language you used to write in your diary? I said, why are you reading my diary? Diary is a personal stuff. You're not supposed to be reading at SS1. So some of the things we say, our children are like, even us too, we show our parents shaking. So she's been trying to read my diary actually. Silly me. I went to keep all those letters in my diary. I thought I kept the diary well, but somehow my mom got hold of the diary. But I think that what Kofo wrote in her own letter was more implicating for me, because she made it sound like I was already visiting the guy. Like, she made it sound like this was the love of my life. Why am I letting him go? You know, those kind of things. And then my mother saw these letters. So now that I'm thinking about it, Steph, she didn't beat me. Well, maybe she felt like she didn't beat me actually. No, it's not because of Mototiwani. I think she was just trying to get into my head, because now I'm remembering another time that she beat me, and I think I was already in 100 level. I think she was just trying to get into my head. She was just trying to ask me questions. So who is this person? So what does this letter mean? The man was trying to explain. The man, she was saying, no, that's not it. That this letter is saying something else. That she needs to know what's happening. That was this that, okay, if I'm saying this is the matter, so what is this? What does this Kofo? She was particular about Kofo's letter, because my own letter and the guy's letter already showed that there was, you stay on your own, don't disturb me kind of thing. Mokofo was trying to, paint a scenario of don't let this guy go, that kind of thing. And then my mother was like, well, if what you say is true, what does Kofo mean with her letter? I say, do this to me, leave me alone now. I said that Kofo is wrong, I am right. She said no, she will believe Kofo, because Kofo, what Kofo wrote, she wrote like she had confidence. I don't know, Shaisha ended in me saying that no, but it took me some days trying to explain, trying to get her to see that no, that's not the way it is, or it's this way, or it's that way. But I was just thinking of it when I was on my way to work, and I was like, okay, I've done silly things, Sha. When you were growing up, did you write love letters? Did you write love letter? And that was the one and only time that I wrote love letter in my life. One and only time. After that time, I did not write. And the funny part of this story is even the letter, well, the letter I wrote was not like a love letter actually. It was like a breakup letter. So maybe that was why my own letter was not, my mother was not worried about my letter. She was worried about Kofo. Kofo's letter was like, was tilted more like, you cannot leave this guy, that kind of thing. And she was like, who is this guy that you cannot leave? Who is this person that Kofo thinks is? She doesn't know Kofo, because Kofo was not like my very close friend. We were staying up like in different parts of the city then, so she didn't know Kofo. The one person that she knew, that one too, somehow, maybe I'll gist you guys about the story at another time. Our relationship spoiled because that one liked man too much, as from secondary school, guys. So relationship break. But Kofo, she did not meet Kofo, but Kofo almost spoiled my relationship with my mother, because my mother says a lie. What Kofo wrote, what does she mean? She wants to understand what Kofo means. She's like dissecting the letter. What does she mean by this line? I say, I've explained to you. I'm even lucky that I think she saw those things on the day that she was in a good place. Because typical African mother. Somebody is saying that you have love of life. What do you want to do? Do you want to prostitution yourself? But it wasn't bad, but guys, that was the only time. That was one and only time in my life that I wrote like physical love letter. It was funny because it was funny. Lamidi Lord, how can I not forget? Because it was a turning point in my life. So the turning point to ask, do you have another name for future people? Turning point to be asking the deep questions like, wait, this name that you have given me now, do you have another type, another name in this same letter? It was funny. That it was funny. Lamidi, I was like, I cannot forget. Lamidi, I said, who is Lamidi? Lawrence, how are you Lamidi again? It was very funny. So guys, share with me your secondary school day love stories. I want to hear it in the comments. If you don't mind sharing, share with me. Let's laugh. Let's remember all those times when we were doing silly things. Share with me the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. This is just a story time. I might be doing more of this story time as I remember. There was also a time I felt sick because somebody broke my heart. I think I can't remember what level I was, but I was in the higher institution already. I felt sick, and it was like my mom was like, I'll just say about that one later. So I'll be doing more of this, maybe not more. So not like my childhood was that very eventful like that. But anyone I remember, shall be just you guys. Thanks for watching. Until we see you in the next video, have a beautiful life. Thanks, guys. Bye.